Guys, I almost forgot to bring you along with me on this this next project. Bill, I got a bench. I got somebody wants a 4 or 5 foot bench they can use inside their foyer, their entryway to sit down and take the boots off. So they one of the barn beams that I've cut up. So I'll show you the design in a little bit, but since I'm in the middle of it right now, I have 3/4 by 3/4 square that I want to do a reverse twist on. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. And if you take a look, let's turn my glasses on so I can see what you can see. So I cut these 16 inches long, and then in the middle I put myself a dimple and 2.5 inches from each end, and that's where I'm going to twist, and that's where I want the vise the piece to be in the vise. So I have it marked out, so hopefully the twist will be semi-uniform from one piece to the next. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I like it close to it. My first test run is this one, and this is the thing about learning twisting. I'm not that great at it, especially when you're trying to do something ornamental like this. If you take a look, you can see what happened. On this side, which was the first twist, my heat was centralized. I wasn't heated all the way to the dot here. Where is the dot? See the dot? Right there? Alright. So I didn't have enough heat up here, so when I twisted it all stayed down in here in a short area. When I turned it, which was fine, okay, as long as I do it the same every time, but there was really no marking for me to know where the heat was. On this side, the heat grew all the way up to the dot and all the way down, and I got a more uniform twist. So that was my first go at it. Controlling the heat, knowing where you're going to put that twist. It's something you have to practice. It's some 3/4 inch square. Now I got to turn it into something else. But anyway, I got 3 of them done on the last. I'm on the last one. Let me heat it up, and I'll bring it over for the twist. It's heating. I'm sure if you've watched any of my videos, you see me use this tool that I made. It's just an old, I don't know if you call it a monkey wrench. I don't know, adjustable wrench. I welded a piece of rebar on to give me a little more control, a little more strength when I'm twisting. This works great right up to railroad spikes, but for the 3/4 inch and the 1 inch stuff that I'm going to be working on, I got what is that, a number 84. I know it's such a pity this wrench I was going to sell on eBay, but they don't go for that much. It's a beautiful thing. I don't mind adding it to my collection. Messed it up by welding on an arm on it, but this gives me, I mean, this is darn near 3 foot across so that I can run my twist. So that's what you're going to see me use. If you don't have the tool you need, you make it, find it, come up with it, derive it, whatever. Be back when it's hot. I'm going to try to do this quickly. I'll try to show you if I can. I have a hard time seeing it myself where each side has the holes. It's a function of trying to find the holes, so I don't know if you can see it, but I got my heat right up here to the middle hole, and somewhere there's the 2 inch hole. So the 2.5 inch hole, where'd you go, there you are. My eyes don't work as well as they used to. It's hard with this backlight for the doors. So now I gotta find my center hole, which is right there. I'm gonna go in and I'll go this way for the first one. One full turn. This is what I'm doing. And then we do whatever we got to do to try to make it straight, best as we can. So that's half of it. We twisted counterclockwise on that one. Run it out, try to get it straight if we can. It's not in too bad a shape. We'll throw it back in the forge to do the other side. Alrighty, where'd my wire brush go? What the heck? There it is. So we got the next one heated up. Trying to find my dots. There you are. Right there. And the center dot is right here. Let's give it a minute because I'm a little warmer than I was before. And with the last time we turned counterclockwise, we flipped her over. Now we're going to turn clockwise. Just give it a couple of seconds here. I should do like a giveaway. Whenever I'm videotaping, if the train goes by, automatic giveaway of something. You guys like that idea? She'll rumble the whole building sometimes. Don't I always? Are you recording? Yes, you are. Alright, we'll put that off for there. It's kind of hard. Things look crooked when they're not crooked and straight when they're not straight. When you're twisting and turning. I'm just going to brush this off. Do it up here so you can see. Get rid of as much of that stuff now. I'll take a peek at it. My squares are pretty square. I got a bit of an odd something going on here. So we're just gonna persuade it a little bit to get back where it needs to be. But you gotta be careful because you don't want to mess up your twists in that process. And it doesn't look terrible. Alright. There she is. Alright. Nice reverse twist. You see him? I'll bring you over to the table and I'll show you what exactly we're working on now. Alright, so this is a kind of a design as you go. We got about a 10-inch slab that's going to be the seat. I want about 19 inches overall height. So that gives me, the slab's a little less than 3 inches, I think. So the pieces that I just made, grab one that's not hot. That's hot. No, that's hot. So these pieces are going to come in here like this. So what I have is a 14-inch long, 2-inch or 2.5-inch wide, 1/4-inch plate on the bottom, and then an 8-inch wide one at the top. That'll tie these things together. Now, if you take a look at the twists in here, they're the same. I'll spin this one around. Right, now they complement each other. So from this point, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to lag all the way through here with bolts or just bolt in from the bottom and then put decorative rivets on the top. I'm not exactly sure yet. For here in the center, I'm thinking of maybe doing a horizontal 3/4-inch bar and then running at a diagonal to the center of the bench, supports up that way. Or I might do something like this between the two of them. It might look better if they complement each other. Something like that. I didn't make these for this, but you know, I'm not sure whether I'm going to put something like that in. That's pretty right there, or an H across the bottom. But anyway, for this part, twisting the 3/4-inch bars, that part's done. Let me continue with my design and I'll be back to you. Yeah, I just don't know what to do. I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know if I want to put that cross piece in here and then maybe put a decoration up here at the top or at the bottom. I just can't figure it out. I'm looking at, I think, because I don't know if I need that cross piece for rigidity. You know, when you don't know what the hell you're doing, it makes it hard to make a commitment. But I'm thinking something like this, where I have the same spiral at the top, out of 3/4-inch, 3/16 maybe. I think that's what I'm going to go for, and I guess we'll deal with it then. What I decided to do next is take this 2-inch by 1/4-inch. I'm going to do the bottom plates and the top plate. The bottom plate's going to be hammered, the top plate's not going to be visible, so I won't bother hammering it. So I'm going to cut these up 14 inches on the bottom. It should give me enough stability. I'm going to have the upright spaced about 6 inches so I have flexibility on what beam I use. I'll use a 7-inch plate on the top. I'm down here, yeah. 7-inch plate on the top, and that'll, if I need to trim it, I can do that. So we'll cut this up. now, once I get done, I guess you can see enough of that. These guys will be here 6 inches apart. With a 7-inch plate for mounting on the top. I really wish I could go longer on that top plate, but maybe I should have made it 8, and that gives me an inch on each side. The problem is this beam. The problem is the beams that I have, so I mean, at their widest, they're like, I mean, that's 9.5, that's 10 inches. A 7-inch plate almost covers the entire, I mean, from here to here, that's 7 inches. So if I go 8 inches, you know, I'll be okay in some of the wider spots, but I haven't decided if I want the flat up or the rough up. And if I go with the flat up, that means I have even less space down here. So I only have 7 inches of flat area to work with. So I think I'm going to go with the 7 and deal with it. As I do this over and over again, you know, you're probably like, you know, you got to draw it out, you got to plan it out. This is in a lot of things I do. I got an idea, so I don't think I'm being extremely stupid, but I kind of want the piece to tell me what it wants to be. So I'm going to get these brackets made, and then I'll put the top on, and I'll decide whether it's going to be up or down, and I want to make sure everything's set up for that, so that at least I have the flexibility. So it's a design as you go. Maybe I'm stupid, but I find a lot of the pieces that I finish that way, they end up turning out well on their own because that's the way they want it to be in the end. So it may sound queer, but that's the way it is. All right, let me see what I can do here. Just went to the grinder. On the longer ones, I rounded the corners and softened the ends, cleaned them up really nice. These are going to be hammered. The top ones, I put a little bit of, I just softened them a little bit just for handling. But this one here, what we're going to do now is I'm going to heat these up red hot and brush off the mill scale. And you know, that it gets me a better color if I do that, and these pieces are small enough to do it. And then this stuff here we're going to hammer up on one side. So that's the next step. All right, for hammering I'm just going to use, see how that mill scale comes off once you heat it up. I kind of just like the way that color turns out. I'm going to use the rounded side of this flatter that I built. I want to keep this thing relatively straight. I'm looking for big hammer marks, nothing dense, just yes, it's my typical hammer pattern. Like that. You see the texture? Yeah, you can. We'll bring that back down. Flat. Being flat's going to be important when we get done. So we'll flip that around to the other side. Other side done. When I'm hammering, I like to work both sides so that I don't put a curve in it. If you just hammer this on the edge, I mean, if you just hammer that edge all the way down, you stand a chance of stretching this side, putting a curve in the piece. Matter of fact, hammering more on one side or the other, if your hammer pattern isn't even, you can also put a curve in this thing. So, you gotta kind of watch what you're doing there. Get this thing flattened back out. sure we don't have a twist in it. I'm probably going to put either felt feet or another piece of steel underneath, just to make sure that we get a good even stance on the floor. And that's that. That one's done. The other one's already heating. It up. I'd like to wax it now, but because I'm going to weld to it, I might as well just heat the whole piece when I'm done and wax it all in one spot, or all one time. Alright, let me get the other one done. Two bottom pieces, bottom plates. They look pretty darn good, all hammered up. I got those top short pieces in the fire now just to get that mill scale brushed off. And I think we're ready to rock and rumble. And like I said, with this stuff that I'm not hammering, just by heating it up, it loosens that scale up a little. Plus, it gives it that, I don't know, I found that steel that you don't heat to red when you wax it, like if you have a long piece and you're only working one end, and you go to wax the whole piece, you don't get the same color all the way through. So if I can do it, I like to heat the whole piece up, especially with new stock like this where it's mill scale, or even with rust. Same basic concept. It gives that piece at least an opportunity to look like the rest. Although hammering on it loosens that scale up a lot too. But I'm not going to hammer these. These are going to be flat. Thumb is hot. It's hot on the thumb, boss. Too bad I don't pay you to bitch. Get her done. And there we have it. So there's our top and bottom plates. Let's go back to the table once these are cool. Guys, these things are cooled down. What I did is I took everything over to the wire wheel, gave it a good wire brush, trying to clean it up as much as I can. I don't want to hit it with the flap disc. I know I should for welding, but it'll be too much to try to work back in. I put bevels around the bottom to help get a little deeper weld, and I got the first one set up here for the bottom, and we'll go ahead and tack that in place. Just put tacks on everything until I get pretty happy with what I have, that's for sure. I need a helmet. Alrighty. Hopefully, shit. And that's why you tack. You see that? These things are out of freaking line here. They were lined up perfectly before I started welding. Now I gotta start over again. Dumbass. That's snafu. Fixed. Now all I need to do is get this top plate on here. Very much the same way. That wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be, but again, I'm not going old school. I welded those to the top and bottom. I'm not the greatest welder in the world, but every time I do, we'll get a little bit better. So anyway, we got the two main brackets done for the bench. You know, what I want to do now is figure out what this detail is going to be in here. So again, I wanted to get to this point so that I could try a bunch of different things and see exactly how they're going to look inside the brackets. That's where we're at. I'm liking this general concept here, except I want this to be a full scroll, so it would be basically at the top and bottom. these full screws. I think that's going to look good. I kind of like this heart also, but I'm not sure. Oh, damn, that doesn't look too bad right there, does it? Oh, I like that. Oh boy, I got to think about this. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Harbor Freight bending tool. This is a compact bender, which is the benchtop model. I put a 1-inch square on the bottom so I can put it into my simulated hardy hole on the bench and work at it over there. Concept is, with this, put the stock in here. As you turn, it rolls up to that point. Actually, I don't even need this. Come on now, children. And that gives you the tight end of the scroll. All right. Again, I don't particularly like it because of the. I don't particularly like it because of the square on the end, but it's okay. I can deal with that. I'll do that to both sides. Get it lined up a little straighter this time. Right to the end like that. Easy to reproduce. It's actually designed for 3/16 stock, so 1/8 and 3/16 seem to work. I put a little center mark on there, and let me get it set up as the bending jig, and I'll come back. I spent like 20 minutes trying to remember how to do a right 90-degree bend on this thing, but I got the centers marked. Pop it in there like that. What am I hitting on? I shouldn't be hitting. Oh, this is hitting. And that's supposed to, well, because the thing's in the way. That's supposed to give you a 90-degree bend if your part wasn't straight the way mine is. But that gives me that, and that gives me that. So I think I'm okay with that. Where's the original? It says 24 inches. This is a little bit on the bigger side. And I'd like to bring these guys together. Kind of like that. So, working it cold, I guess, is cheating, but sometimes you cheat to get the job done. You see what we got going on there? So, the question that I have is, why is it so much different? Where am I? The question I have is, why is it so much different in size? Now, I think I got the answer to that. I think if I go back to my scrolling jig and this pen here, we got to this point. Right here, and normally to make a larger scroll, that's when you drop this pin in the back. And you'd be using this piece pretty damn soon. So I'm going to open this back up a little. Getting the hole. Alright. So then we come up here. And this part of the scroll will put a little bit more of a curve to it. Let's go to the second one there. Alright? A little bit more of a curve to it. And by doing that, to both sides, you see, this is why I'm thinking I'm not going to be using this tool. Because I'm just not freaking liking it. But I might use it to create a bunch of basic scroll shapes. Alright, and then go from there. this thing here can come in here like this. And we'll go, again, what I did is I went till it just about snapped, which was right about there. And that should give me, so we're kind of fighting each other here. That should give me what I really should have done in the first place before I brought them together. Yep. That's getting me where I want to be. So now we just got to do a little fine tuning to get them tight. And there you have it. We're back to what we started with. So that's 3/4 as opposed to half. I like the 3/4. I think that'll look fine. What do you think? I think that'll do just fine. I'm okay with that. So let's do another one, quick. We'll do it the right way, alright? So whatever happened that last time wasn't a good thing, so we're going to go back and do it exactly the way we did the first one. So we got the first bend in. Oh shit, I didn't mark the center. And then we'll get the second one in. Pull. Alright. We get it set up for the right degree bend. It only took me 15 minutes to remember how to do it. So we'll do our 90-degree bend as far as it'll let me, because again the curve's in the way, but at least it gets that kink started where it needs to be. Alright, so we're here, we're bringing them together, everybody happy, happy, happy. But then if you remember what we did to get the final size, is we went back to this this out from the second hole to the third hole, and we put this thing on like that with this doohickey-majigger. We open this thing back up. I remember doing that, and then we roll this. Boy, I'll tell you, it still looks like it's going to do what it did before. I say till that hole goes. That's what I did wrong. My spacer was in the way. Flip that over. So next time I try this, I can go ahead and try to do it in one step. Sucks when you're trying to learn everything new. So there. Bring it up. Bring it together. Finessing left to do. A little finessing left to do. Freaking A. What a pain in the ass. So, after all that's said and done, I'm going to go back to the hard idea. So I'm going to leave this on the outside. I like that. But I'm still going to put my horizontal in because I need a support bracket that goes up. So that's the plan. I'm going to cut these inner pieces now. There we have our bracket. I like it. I like it a lot. It's just, I don't know, it's kept the right look, I think. Very, very happy with how that turned out. Now we'll go over this. Here, let me clamp these down and I'll give you a quick peek ahead of time. Decided, or I'll probably leave it up to the customer, whether it's going to be a flat top and the barn beam underneath, or if we'll do a rough top and flat underneath. I kind of like the flat top. I think that's the way we'll go with it. It just looks prettier. just enough room to mount it. Push her back like that. I think we can make that happen. I like it. I think it looks pretty. Now what I need to do is I want to come from these two horizontals and I'm going to put a scroll in up to the center. Something like that, just to give it stability, and I'll probably use this 3/8 round again. So either something like that or something like this. Yeah, I like that. On either side, just to give it the stability left and right, and I think that'll look pretty damn cool. Let's get those center scrolls done. I made a little bit of progress. I put a top plate connecting the two legs together just so that I can, whatever top I want to put on there, I can just drop a top on there. I think that's pretty good. What I'm going to do now is reproduce, I'm hoping, this size scroll, and I think I'm going to go something like that or something like this underneath on both sides. I think that would look pretty darn sharp, and I'm going to use 3/4 by 3/16. So let me bend this up and we'll see what we get. This first bend, I want to do a full scroll. So we'll get this in there where we want it to be. Everybody's happy, happy, happy. Like this until we get right to there. And then we move this guy all the way out to the last. I'm going to go to this hole. No, last hole. That's what we're supposed to do. I think we'll be alright. And we'll just bring this thing back around until we get right like that. Alright. And that takes care of this first part of the scroll. Where am I? Here it is. And then we'll turn around, move the pin back to the second hole, and we're going to go ahead and run this in the opposite direction. One pull here. Right like that. That looks kind of pretty, actually. You know, I rounded this end off before I bent it. You remember I was complaining about the squareness of it? That rounded edge actually gives it an illusion of more of a curve, which I think is pretty cool. All right, let me just set up and we'll see if this is going to actually work. So with this first scroll down, I marked the exact center. I think this is the perfect size. I think I can go ahead and get both of these together. I can weld up there, weld down here, and it's going to look freaking sharp. So I'm going to do one more of these. Be along for the bend one more time. Let's see. We need to be all the way around. So in we go. And again, this is the full scroll. Way around. To there. Up to the last hole. And we're going to finish the scroll. Right to there. Again, if you do it the same way over and over, you should end up with the exact same scroll work, supposedly. And So it may be cheating, but I'll tell you, looks good. They are practically, they are just about exactly the same. Sweet. Let's give a little bit of a dry fit on this. Hopefully these guys will kiss each other. Oops, wrong way. I'm hoping somewhere in the middle. And I think that's freaking awesome. I don't think I could have designed it any better. That's beautiful. And then when that's flipped upside down, it's just going to look freaking awesome. Beyond awesome, actually. Pretty damn cool. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put those in. I'll put them in the propane forge since the regular forge is out. Just get them up to red so that my coloring and everything is the same when I go to finish this up. So that's going to look pretty damn cool. Yeah, they almost didn't fit in there, but they're in there now, I'll tell you. So we'll just get them again, just to get them up to red, get everything kind of, I don't know, it's something that I've noticed when I go to finish. It brings the colors where they need to be. This is why sometimes I like to not have a whole plan. What do you think, huh? Does that look freaking awesome or what? I think it looks damn good. Not at all what I had in mind, because I had nothing in mind when I started. But that's going to look awesome. Let's put that wood top on there. And one of the problems with designing as you go, though, is that does that look cool or what? Holy cow. Is that you get feature creep in the process. And right here, I'd like to connect those together. I don't really want to weld them, and I've never put a collar on anything, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to put a collar on there. And I don't know for sure how to do it. I'm going to have to think about it, but I think a collar around that would look really cool. I think this is one hell of a good looking bench. Alright, so we got 3/4 width, about 3/8 of an inch in this depth here. I'm going to wrap it in this 3/16. A lot of math goes into this, but I'm going to call it an inch by an inch by a half and a half. In doing that, that's 1, 2, 3 inches. So 3 inches of stock. Wrapped in this location, I think should do pretty damn good. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's my 3-inch piece, 1/2 inch for the fold, then 1 inch around the 3/4, and then these little tabs should close it off. And what I decided to do was wrap it front and finish over here on this side, and that'll give a front and back to the thing. So. Never put a collar on before. I'm liking the idea of heating this thing up and then deepening these scores, and then that'll give me a hinge that hopefully I can go ahead and bend some of this stuff on. I mean, how the heck am I going to bend just that little piece? Never done it before. We're going to find out how it works. So hold tight. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to take these scores and go a little deeper with them, like halfway, I'd like. Chisel with a 45 angle would probably be good here, but again, I don't know what I'm doing. Didn't expect to be needing to do this today. Alright, so we got that. The first two bends I want to do are these short ones. If I can do it at all, I want to get those in, and then I can go ahead and bend the middle one, I think, and then it's just squeeze it all together. That's the plan. I'm going to lose my heat very, very soon here, so I need to make this happen quickly. And I have a little block here I'm going to use just to start the bend. didn't do shit. My forge is blowing up. The thing fell out of the piece. I might have bit off more than I can chew on this one. Son of a bitch. We're gonna give this another go. We gotta be quick about it. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Straighten back up. That ain't too snap. Where am I? Come on. That's not bad. Alright, let's get the other side. By this other side. Tight and quick. That's the answer. I like it. Not too snappy at all. So all we gotta do now is get those other the other fold started. Alright, so now I got this grand idea that it's a very good idea. Yeah, how am I going to bend that? How am I going to bend that? Those two things. I need to be able to get a nice square bend on that. Right there. Son of a bitch, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Damn it. You know what the hell you're doing. You're going to be laughing your ass off at me. But, the way I look at it, I put this 3/4 in, which is the size of what I'm supposed to be bending. Oh, we got so close, so close, so close, so close. Come on. I still got enough heat to do it. Still got enough heat. Alright, where's my hammer? So I gotta line it. Get her square. That probably worked. Sorry for the snowmobile noise outside. And then if we just clamp this around here, I should be able to bend. It's not horrible. I think we're doing okay though. We're getting close to where, oh no, I'm on the wrong side. Shoot, I gotta go undo that. Actually, I wasn't thinking it right, so I gotta kind of undo this fold there. I gotta bend it right there, which is 3/4 from here. Now we're in business. 3/4 from there. Should be right. Get everything where it needs to be before it gets too cold. Come on now, children, you want to get in there. So if I can get that in there and keep it tight. Tight and high. Get the fold started. That's the crop. I'm okay with it. That's what that should give me if I got any sense of anything going on here. It's good enough. Where am I? Down here. So I'm ready to bend. and I think I can just go ahead and heat this up and then clamp it right on. Use something like channel locks or something like that to make that happen. So let's give her a go. Give this a go and see what the hell happens. So I'm going to come in from the back and then hopefully open these channel locks up enough. This is the back side of the piece. There we go. Now all we gotta do is clean it up. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing terribly wrong with that. Definitely want this piece in the back. I don't think that looks bad at all. Huh? For a collar? For a first time ever in your life collar? I think that looks pretty good. Let's be a little bit more. I like it, I like it, I like it. Let me get a wire brush. Just to clean it off. I mean, I got some learning to do when it comes to collaring, but I got no problem with that. Now that, what does that do? Does that add the right touch? It does. It does, it does, it does. I like it. Like it, like it, like it. It's a good thing. My math was almost right. Let me put the top on and we'll see. I'll put it somewhere where you can see it full detail. There she is. I haven't mounted the top on because I'm not certain exactly which top and how. You know, which orientation. But that looks damn nice. I mean, you got, you see it over here? You got the hearts on the ends. That's beautiful. That turned out really nice. Not exactly old school, had the welder involved, but that's gonna make somebody pretty darn happy. So I'm gonna end the project right here. So I'll go ahead and end the project. Actually, I'll sit down on my bench, which is pretty solid. Actually, it works pretty well. But anyway, get out of here. That's the bench project. I don't know, I've been working so hard today, I'm not sure. Hopefully the video was entertaining, or not entertaining, but hopefully helpful. You know, first time using scrolls, twisting some pretty heavy bar, the 3/4 inches, the largest I've ever twisted. Using the scroll jig to make the hearts and the scroll underneath, kind of a half-ass bracket, but it's there, and I like it. Very, very cool. Alright guys, catch you next time.